What a revelation! What a revelation! Who did not see that coming? Who did not see that coming? If you know what I mean. Hey guys, what's up? Lucky Cheese 7 is here today to give you guys another Tokyo Ghoul podcast, which is not that far from the last podcast that I posted. But that being said, well, I'm here today giving you guys a podcast on the latest chapter, and this latest chapter had a lot. This one chapter had a lot of stuff in it where you're just sitting here going like, okay, we had a confirmation on two things, and yet you have a setup where you're like, why? Like, really? Like, you really had to go down this route. But I just can't discuss all this stuff on myself. So I've got a special friend / special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, it is I once again. You should know who I am by this point. It's SPARDA3g back again for another podcast with Lucky Chi. Should be good to talk about all the scary, foreshadowy, eerie vibe that I've got this from this chapter, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Neither is Lucky Chi. I'm pretty sure we could share the same feeling at this point. So, yeah, it's the best way to take out our fear into this podcast.
Yeah, for certain.
Oh man, why?
Yeah, right? Why? It's like
it's sad. It's really sad because like I wanted to celebrate. You know, you hear these nice moments, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. That's great for them. I'm happy for them. I'm always in the position ever since 125, or maybe
I was about to say like 125.
Yeah, or hell, you could even say 124. Even that, I always have this position of like, I want to be happy, I want to be excited for them, I want to be proud of them, but I'm damn scared. No, I don't want to think the bad thoughts, but it just keep on crawling. And then the 126 did not freaking help whatsoever. And then nobody have the balls to kill the damn centipede. But now it's too late. That centipede is just laughing away, crawling to a different area.
And it will grow and grow and grow until it devours an entire city. If you guys get the reference, then good for you. Maybe even sink them underground if that's possible.
I get it now.
Just have a guy with a chainsaw on both ends, like running around.
Oh man. Oh.
But before we get there, before we get to the oh so worrisome stuff, let's talk about the underground city. There are people living down there. There are people living down there.
What a revelation.
I was like, wait, this place looks abandoned and people are still living. How?
Well,
that's the first thing I wanted to say. I was like, huh, people are there. I'm surprised people didn't abandon that place. I don't know, like, that was just my reaction. I was like, hold on. I thought if something like this would have been like something like the Aztecs, where you've got civilization that was there, but the civilization itself is gone. But apparently, there are some people living down there. Not that I'm complaining. It was just kind of a surprise. But, like, how did you feel about that, Sparta?
Well, to begin with, I'm actually kind of surprised that part of the chapter, or I mean, that part of the, the story wasn't actually completely covered in this entire chapter. In fact, it only lasted for like what, 2 pages, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising to me because I was like ready up for like, oh, okay, we're gonna learn more about this underground city. We're gonna learn more about this one-eyed ghoul guy. We're gonna learn a lot of things, maybe not too much of everything, but like a good amount of it. But instead, it just left us a trail of what could be down there and what exactly is going to, what exactly means with this whole the presence of a human. Like, does that mean they just like they have been gathering their food sources somewhere? How do you even get it if they have to go all the way up, then go all the way down? It's like,
that's what I was wondering too.
Yeah, it's like, is this the way how they survive, or but it does indicate that there are ghouls still living there. Just a matter of how many people are there now. So
Right.
yeah, but again, I was kind of surprised it wasn't covered that much. It was like just there, and
Debated.
yeah, so I was like, "Oh, okay. I think we're gonna go back like probably by the end of the chapter," and it never did. So
Nope.
the mystery still remains.
I was like, what's happening? Like, cause again, Ayato was like crying at the end of the chapter, and here I'm like, I mean, not to say that he's crying, but I want to say he's confused just as much as we are.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a huge, what's that word I'm looking for? Like a surprise, I guess, for the lack of a better word. It is a huge surprise for him because, like, again, there's a city underground, and then there's ghouls still living among them. It's like, how the hell we missed this? How the
Right.
hell nobody talk about this? And how the hell CCG even know about this? Well, they don't know about the. I don't think they know about the city, but but they do know about that one-eyed guy. So I don't know. Like it is a pretty huge discovery. It's just a matter of if they could even now help out Kaneki, or they would just be screwed and they have to deal with CGG alone.
That's true. In fact, I'm kind of just curious as to how things are going to go with that once we get more on that, because I do get the point that she just kind of show that again, whether it's going to be like say Ayato gets there and we get like a flashback of what he's seen, or maybe next chapter we'll see a little bit of more of like what's going on down there.
I think the next chapter we might cover more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, granted, the next chapter seems like it's going to focus a lot on one thing that we'll get to that when we get to that, but I still think we will cover the aspect of what's going on with Ayato and his discovery of the city, because the arc is moving forward, and in this chapter there's actually one purpose. It is more of on Touka, surprisingly, and not good, but point is, it has that moments of breaking apart and leaves you wondering as it solves the other part, and then next chapter it will probably solve the part that you left wondering, and then it will leave you another part question, and so forth. So I think the next part, I think the next chapter will go back to the underground, and we probably be in for some surprise.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting to do. I mean, that's kind of it when it comes to like Ayato stuff. After that, like we don't really see him in like the chapter at all.
Nope. Surprisingly, again, we did not see him again.
Nope. Because after that, we cut to Touka, opens up the package that Nishiki gave her, and we have a burger.
A delicious burger.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, Shogeki no Soma much?
Well, that's like I said. We probably could have gotten a Fugasm, but 125 got our fix. We're good. So we only left with this chapter of her struggling to eat a burger, which is not Fugasm, but I guess
No, it's not.
more, I guess it's like the opposite of it, which is unfortunate for all of us.
But you get that happening, and it's actually kind of funny because the same scene can kind of get reflected back to the original Tokyo Ghoul. Like, you remember the scene when Yoriko comes to Touka's apartment and to give her the food?
Yes, I
and she
remember that.
still eats it?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I saw, like, because what's happening over here is that Touka is taking a bite out of it, and she's, like, punching her guts and everything, like, well, maybe not her guts, but, like, at least, like, punching her stomach to make sure, like, it goes through. And when I saw that, I was like, damn. Like, I mean, I see that. I know, parallels. We always talk about that, but this one's just too obvious. Like, I saw this, I was like, wow. Like, talk about making a home run twice with that scene.
Yeah. Yeah, that's only the start too, Oh man.
It's only the start.
Yeah, it was only the start. The sad part is when this arc started, I was hoping the whole Touka thing was going to shift away, because just be pregnant. That's all you had to do. Just leave her pregnant. Oh,
Right.
actually, yeah. Just leave her be. Don't do anything to her. Let her give birth. Let her be happy with Kaneki. And yeah, that's it. Don't do anything.
That's all you have to do.
Unfortunately, this chapter, I mean, actually reinforced heavily that this arc still has her focus, and it cannot be any worse time than this.
I mean, look, we all got our wish. Toga's finally getting a lot more focus in Tokyo Ghoul than she's ever had before. So there's
Well,
that.
it's just the wrong time now. I mean, like
Right?
maybe if it was like before 125, it would be fine because she's still like, I wouldn't say invincible, but she's pretty much could kick ass. But now she has no choice but to weaken herself in order to make it work. But
Exactly.
if anyone finds her in her weakened state, dead.
Right?
Oh, damn it.
It's like, okay, so she eats she ate before because of Yoriko, and now it's like, well, why is she eating the burger now? And it's like we've been saying, she's pregnant. Like, what happened to women? Not to be sexist here, but what happens when you go through pregnancy? You get hungry. So this is kind of similar in that aspect, especially if you're continuing off of 125. Then yeah, there's that.
Yeah. The only thing is, she has to, she must eat human food, and she can't really consume,
Goals.
ghouls. So that's actually pretty damn scary because she has to do that for 9 months. God knows how long this we don't even know how many months, days, weeks, whatever has passed by from chapter 126. I'm going to guess a month or maybe
That's
2
what I want
months.
to say. Like, I would say a month, maybe 2 months.
Right.
Around.
So the one thing is kind of clear is that I guess you could say that Toka and Kaneki pretty much have an agreement to bear a child, which is cool, but the timing is going to be really rough on them. And this chapter really reinforced every single part that makes me worry about her outcome. Again, it could be anything. It could be a hoax. It could be a lie. But I don't know. This chapter makes it seem like it's almost guaranteed that something bad will happen to her. And yeah, again, it could still like, oh, phew, that was a close one. But my point is, her involvement is pretty much guaranteed that it's going to happen one way or another. We don't know how it's going to end, but we just know she's going to be involved.
In some way, shape, or form.
Right.
And immediately after that scene, we cut to the piece of shit known as Master Kichi. Oh, I'm sorry, Furuta. We cut to this guy.
Yes, that guy. Dun, 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 dun.
He's there. Oh, my bad. Okay, so he's there and he calls up Takeyomi. And the minute that this happened, like, instantly, I was like, wait, hold on. Why would he just... And then my mind just started coming up with ideas, and I was like, I swear, if this whole thing has to do with Yoriko, especially after the marriage, then deuce out. Like, nah. I was like, no, I'm not having this shit. And they go through explaining it. Like, they go through explaining the whole thing about aiding a ghoul. And Takeyomi was like, I know that. And then they start walking. And when the walk happens, I'm like, I'm not getting good vibes from this. I'm just not. Like, I'm there. I'm like, please make sure she's safe. Like, it's like, consider this. They just had the best moment of their life. They got married. They probably even went out on their honeymoon. Who knows? I mean, heck, who knows? Maybe Yoriko's pregnant too. Oh, wouldn't that be the day?
Good Christ.
What's your thought on that?
Okay, all I remember is when I first saw that scene coming by, I was like, okay, I got a bad feeling Furuta is gonna have Tokyomi forcefully to do a lot of work, a lot of labor. It's 24/7 killing ghouls, whatever, because he's like one of the top of the class, rightfully so. However, I just think he's gonna take a huge advantage of him because he's Furuta. He doesn't give a crap. So I was afraid of that. Then it started off with him, hey, you remember that article in the guidebook of CCG, whatever? And
Right.
as soon as he finished reciting what it is, like especially when it gets to the part where the human aiding ghoul, already at that sense, I was like, oh fuck no.
You were like, shit.
Yes, I was like, oh no, you can't be serious, please, you can't be serious. And then it stops because it goes to the other scene, but you seen the interrogation room, and you really got the feeling that behind that door is Yoriko. And I was like, oh my god, this is just not real. This is who did this? It's like, please. I was like, look, Whiskey, you're getting in, you're getting into that Griffin level of hate, or Tucker from Fullmetal Alchemist level of hate. All you have to do is to do something horrible to Touka. If you do that, you manage to succeed it. If you do that, you are the man, and well, you're the woman. I don't know what you want to be anymore. Point is, you have done it. If you manage to succeed, to make everybody hate you. But right now, you're really, really getting there, and you're really crawling people's skin when you pull this stunt. Because truthfully, that's what happened here. That she's the one that brought Yoriko under arrest. And the worst part is, not only she did it after the marriage, which is like the best time of their life, but she mocks the fact that she got arrested. And it's like, well, look at that. You got married and now she's under arrest. That's funny.
That's gonna suck.
That's, oh my god. That's so oh god. Like, again, people, okay, you could say, let's put it this way. I'm gonna put a hit. Well, I won't put a hit, but I'm gonna imagine there's a hit on Touka. There's a hit on Touka. If you manage to succeed this mission, you will become the most hated character in this series, or perhaps in among the top 5 hated character in anime manga universe.
Right.
That's your target. If you wanted to be that hated, that your target is Touka at this current condition.
The question is who?
Well, we got 2 candidates.
Aura's one. I could see that.
Wait, who's who?
Aura could be a candidate.
Wait, who's the first candidate? I can't hear you. Sorry.
I said Aura.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
I don't know if that was on your list, but that's what I could see.
Well, damn, I didn't think of that. I mean, it could happen. Depends. It depends. Like, if they find out she's pregnant, they will take the utmost advantage of her. Especially if they know their sources, they get the resources from Muski. But like, oh yeah, Kaneki, he, kind of like this girl. It's like, what girl? It's the girl who's like has like purplish hair, describing all this in detail, and he happens to be a friend of Yoriko as well. So yeah, that's a lot of details that you need to know her, and then there you go. You could put a hit on her, and maybe Furuta will probably do this, but probably even do like a wanted criminal, probably put like $1 billion for her head.
I could do that.
Yeah, just to make Kaneki as miserable as he can be. But again, it depends. It depends if Furuta knows and working together with Muski. And by that, I mean the idea of like, okay, let's play dirty. Let's use yourself to write a letter and send it to Kaneki. And, that's taboo, but who cares? I'm in charge. Let's work together at this. But that depends on that level. I don't know if that is the case, but oh boy.
A lot to think about, man.
A lot to think about it. Again, I want to be happy. I want to smile. I want to be cheerful. But I just, too much experience from the past series, from this series alone, from other series that has me freaking jaw-dropping for their crazy action taking place. I mean, I could easily name Berserk, even though that will be a different story for Tokyo Ghoul, but there is a good way. There is a way to top, if not be the exact same level of messed up like Berserk.
What's that?
Well, again, it has to do with Touka. It has to do with Touka. I mean, like, Look, I know Berserk. I know I won't spoil, but I know what Berserk did was horrific in all senses. But you could still be on that level if you could just do something the worst that you could possibly imagine with Toka. I mean, all
Right.
he has to do is Toka. Griffin is hated because what he did. What he did is insanity. Is humane. Is you feel the exact same thing as the protagonist's guts. You feel the exact same thing. You just want his head. You just want to brutally murder his ass. You just want to kill that bastard as badly as you can. It's that kind of hate. And in this series, you could do that. It's just a matter of who's gonna pull that trigger.
Exactly. And I mean, hey, I'll say this: Mutsuki's hate level right now has risen. For me, if it was like at 70%, I would argue now it's at a. You know what? I'll say it 90%. I think it's jumped that high now. What about you?
65 for now.
65?
Yes, 65 for now. I'm not sure what to expect for the upcoming chapter, but it's gonna get worse. I got a bad feeling about that. I just got a bad feeling it's gonna get worse from this
Like
point
it's gonna
forward.
get worse.
Oh my god.
So okay, because the wedding happened with Takeyomi and Yoriko, and assuming like a month has passed, assuming that because we know there's a time skip, and we know that there was a honeymoon.
Do we?
Maybe, but if that happened, and let's say, wild prediction here, there was some action going on between those two, how would you react if Yoriko's actually pregnant?
This is too much.
Right?
I don't know.
Like I didn't mention that in my live reaction, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I could see Ishida doing that. And I'm not exaggerating about that either. He could pull some shit like that.
Then it's only a matter of if Ishida wants to be the most cruelest person in the universe, he'd probably say, "So, which baby will you? Which mom and child will you like to sacrifice, Tokas or Yoriko? Choose one now."
Like shit, they're both good characters.
I mean, I can see people would choose the other way in a heartbeat, which is messed up for you guys, but you guys like to play favoritism. Ooh,
Right.
I like to pick this guy because I know him. Ooh, but either way, it will still suck for both of them, especially for Toka, which is definitely a lose-lose situation when you really think about it, no matter what. Yeah, I mean, I'll save it. I'll save more later on since we're still covering this chapter.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so immediately after that scene, we cut back to the hideout, and there something we had predicted, and it wasn't okay. And for once, it wasn't actually just me. It was also Sparta3g on this, and a couple other people too that I've seen throughout the internet. We see someone just like looking through like some of like the security features and stuff, and we see Ko, and he's got like a USB. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, it's still doing a little bit more of like suspicious stuff. Like, why would you be carrying around a USB, especially near like one of the computers? Usually a scene like that indicates that you're trying to take information. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. Now it was just a matter of who was he working for? And you got Tsukiyama there telling him, like, hey, I don't recall you asking for our permission to use the network. And you got Ko is essentially faking his way out of this, saying he just kind of like to watch some, I don't know, like some cartoons. Is that what it is?
I think it's something like that. It was some show. Yeah, it was some show. And maybe he was telling the truth. Maybe he wants to watch some show.
Maybe.
It would have been amusing. That was the real case. But no, there's a reveal coming up.
No, yeah, because Tsukiyama's there. Ko's walking off. And then right as this whole thing's happening, an attack goes through. He is completely unfazed. Now keep in mind, I said this in the last podcast. Ko has had this look on his face where he hasn't been terrified. He's been composed. And I forget the other word. Is it calm and composed, or am I getting that mixed up?
I try to remember I try to remember the word too, but I forgot myself.
Yeah.
I was like, I know that was the impression they always say. There was like 2 words back to back, and I forgot the second part. Or rather than maybe
Calm,
it's the
cool, and
first.
collected. That's what it was.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Like through. So yeah, calm, cool, and collected. Like he's been like that since he appeared, and I'm like, he hasn't been terrified once. And when he's looking at Kaneki, he's not even seeing him as like a worship. He's just like, oh, okay, that's Kaneki. And then now this chapter, you have this moment happening. Not just that, you get a fight. You get a fight between him and Tsukiyama, and I gotta say, the fight scene, what they have, is pretty good.
Yeah, right. I actually like that skirmish they had together.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Ko is not what you think, and I guess a lot of people called it in 2 chapters ago. Granted, I kind of had that suspicious 2 chapters ago, a little, but I didn't put it too high. It was the last chapter I put a more higher level of distrust. Basically, 2 chapters ago, I got like what 20% there. The last chapter, 75%. Yeah, 75%. It went that up because it's the way how it was structured. It was the way how it was said. It's the way how he it's like what you said. He didn't have like this worshiping design. He didn't worship him. He didn't see him like a messiah or anything like that. He just sees him like, like, oh, I found the target acquired. It's like he has that look instead. And the fact he knows his name, the real name, not Sasuke, not One-Eyed King, just call him straight up his real name, is only all the more suspicious of him. And lo and behold, here we are.
Exactly. Like I saw this and I was like, I can't say I'm not surprised. At the same time, damn. Like the look that this kid makes with his face is sinister for sure.
Yes, this is old guy at his prowess, and and maybe it was gonna look like that for maybe that look is for every old guy. The thing is, they cover with the mask, so you would never know if they're that psychopath in a way. Yeah, so. I mean, well, yeah.
Well, also, mentioning the Ogai thing, the minute he mentioned frame B, I was like, wait, that's something the Ogai will only say. Because I remember in one of the chapters, they were talking about, like, frames and stuff. And usually that's regarding the Ogai.
Right.
So when I heard that, I was like, you're an Ogai member, aren't you? Well, and then I thought, wait a second. That means Mutsuki. Ah, shit.
See, that's funny because I didn't draw that parallel. Well, not parallel, but I didn't draw that connection yet. I just know it was all guy, but then I was waiting for like, so now who's the one that sent him? Because I'm waiting for this. I'm thinking a little bit of Muski, but I was thinking more of just like Furuta in general. But then again, on the other hand, Furuta already knows now by Period. So what point would be to send a spy?
True.
But on top of that, I wanted to know if Furuta even aware that Muski sent a spy.
That is actually a good question.
Yeah, because again, Muski has now under control with the whole being a trainer, aide, tutor, whatever you want to call her, for the all guy team, and I guess she has one of the leaders in order to give out the message to Kaneki, as well as, get some sources out of their bases and whatnot. But the point is, there's a message that she wants to give it to Kaneki, and it doesn't sound good at all.
No, it doesn't. Okay, it's also the fact that you had the letter, and the letter said Sensei on it. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, Mutsuki.
Yeah, as soon as that's true. As soon as I read Sensei, I'm like, oh damn, it's Muski.
Like, shit, why? You're like, Yoriko and now this? Like, I mean, granted, this thing came up first, but you kind of had a suspicion, like with the Furuta stuff, like, yeah, Yoriko is in some deep shit right now.
Oh, why?
Ishida, man, Ishida. God Ishida said.
You know what's the scary part?
What?
Here's the thing. Okay, people will probably think, well, maybe it's just for Kaneki, because after all, this is Muski. She says she's pretty much asked for Kaneki in a private manner. But the thing is, what makes me say, like, while true, there's Touka still involvement, because she has the nerve to not only give the letter that's supposed to be taboo, but we don't even know if that's entirely true. I mean, it's true. It's supposed to be taboo, but we don't know it's entirely true that she's doing without any supervision whatsoever, unless it's like really, unless again, if Furuta is okay with this whole idea, like it will benefit for her. I don't know what's the ordeal, but one of the major problem that gives me the idea that this is not going to look really well for Touka is not because of that, but because the fact that she actually arrested Yoriko after the wedding, that has nothing to do with Kaneki in a real sense.
No, it doesn't.
But that only sends a hidden message that she's still seeking against Touka, and the fact that she was like, it's like the last time was a lie, and you probably know it's a lie, but I got a paper to show you that this is no longer a lie. This is reality. Your friend is now under arrest. Your friend is in deep shit. Your friend might get executed. So what do you say now? You know, and that's scary because again, Touka, put a poker face while kick her ass that, oh, I don't know who's Yoriko. I've never heard of that person ever. So she put a poker face, but the aftermath, you get the idea she was struggling to keep her cool. So now if that is the true story, why is that Musuki is going this far? Is it because she was motivated to go that far in order to really push her, really crawl under her skin to break her? Does she want to put her into the same length that Musuki has gone through when it concerning like the past, or even the time when she was with that torso guy? Is she trying to make Touka mental breakdown? Is that what she's trying to do? What is her end game with this?
I thought I was about to bring up, like, I was gonna bring up the whole thing with the torso guy, and I'm like thinking, is that what she wants? I mean, we see how far she's willing to go for Kaneki, but I mean, if that's the case, then shit. That's all I can say.
See, everyone, we are freaking in a dilemma because we really don't want this to happen, but it seems like Ishida is hell bent to make it happen, and yeah, we look like we're doomed.
And see, the sad thing is, I actually liked Mutsuki in the beginning of Re. That's a sad thing.
I'll say this. She is an interesting character overall, but in terms of like what I have to deal with, it's hard. It's hard.
That's the thing with me. Like, I still think she's interesting, but the action she's taking now, as opposed to the beginning of the series, well, as far as Re goes, is like night and day.
Yeah. Oh man. So I don't know what's her game. Again, she didn't need to do that. Honestly speaking, she didn't even need to do that. She didn't even mention that to Kaneki. Because, like, again, it has nothing to do with Kaneki whatsoever. The only thing that has to do with Kaneki is the invitation to find her, and that way, I guess you could say, recruit her to be part of the team, which is very shady, incredibly shady. But again, it's hard to read her. You gotta remember, everybody, she lied that she arrested Yoriko, and she took a hand off Yoriko. That was a lie, but ironically enough, is now a reality. Just hopefully the hand part doesn't come with it now.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm like, yeah, but let's make sure the hand actually sticks.
Yeah, if the hand really split up from the body, I'm gonna be incredibly pissed at that point. I got to deal with one series that's about to kill a poor, lovable animal, and now I have to deal with this damn series that's about to kill a poor, innocent woman. Come on, what the hell, man?
It's true.
What's going on with these people? Would you stop killing, damn it? Oh my god. Why did I read this? I mean, look, I know my friend bring a point that, like, you think he really have the courage? You think he really would go all the way to kill Touka? Because, I know she has a huge fan base in Japan, which is true because she was popular #1. I'm not sure what's the current result, but We don't have popularity poll anymore, apparently. But the point is, we do know her. She's popular enough to be around. So that said, curious if he thinks that Ishida will actually have the greatest, in the universe to actually pull it off and kill her off. And I say, you know what, that is true, but I can't even excuse that because you never know. You never know. Maybe for all we know, maybe this arc is the last arc. For all we know, maybe the child will survive, but she won't. For all we know,
that would suck.
Yes.
Like, if you're bringing it into that account.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Kaneki, you lost your greatest happiness in your life, but try to make it your child into one. Otherwise, you're pretty much done for.
I think it's too soon for predictions on the child, but I guess we could briefly talk about it.
Okay.
Is it a boy or a girl? Now, if it's a girl and Touka ends up dying.
Oh God, come on, don't do this. I already know what you're going with, and I don't want that. If anything,
I don't want that either.
If anything, I'd rather have it being a boy and then call him Arata. Sorry.
Arata. I was like, if you want another Ayato, fine. We can do that.
Not Ayato. He's still young. He's still around, damn it. All because he found the underground city doesn't mean he's going to die.
Don't reach it now.
I'm talking. I met Arata is her father. That would make sense. That'd be cool. It's a cool name.
Or Kuzan. Kuzan would be good too.
Hey, that works too. Yeah.
It's like a momentum to Yoshimura.
Yeah, I know you talk about. That makes too. That works too.
Yeah.
Now somebody asks like, what was the point of what would be the point if they have Touka with a child then? Well, there's tons of point actually.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of point. Like again, it all depends how this arc ends. All she has to do is to survive this arc. If she could survive this arc, I think we'd be okay. I think we could rest easy and hopefully they don't die still. But right now, the reason why we are so hell-bent on the possibility of her death or the possibility of whatever his death is because the way how this arc was foreshadowing, the way how the arc was using the metaphor, that damn freaking centipede that nobody bothers to kill. The way how everybody keeps talking about, oh man, whatever happened next is going to be the extermination of everything. It's going to be the bloodiest war of all time. It's like the highest hype of all time or something. It's supposed to be the magnitude of a war. And if we go by that case, that means everybody's just going to be involved. And that includes Touka. No matter if she's pregnant, no matter if she's now vulnerable to the point that she cannot fight whatsoever, it doesn't matter. Everyone is involved. So that being said, if she has if she's carrying a child right now and she's doing all this, eating a human food and whatnot, they only put it in a weakened state. So now the troubling is many things. One thing is that Touka is a ghoul. She can survive multiple stabs. That child inside cannot. So even if you stab her in the stomach, that's game over for that child. That child is gone, which is scary. Then the fact that she's vulnerable. Now, Muski had a hard time to going against her, and so we really know that she's not good enough to take her on. But now she is because she has to deal with herself. Right now it's an easy win. If anything, it's an easy win for Muski to handle against Touka, and that's already enough. So that's a reason number 2, 3. I don't even know. I lost track. So that's another reason. Another one is the tension of playing like, okay, will the child survive? Will Touka survive? Will both of them die? What's going to happen? That's the tension. That's something that you probably have to think. You got like multiple paths. You got both of them dying, and that'll be the saddest ending that'll be the saddest thing for Kaneki. You got Touka to die. You got the child to be carry that torch, which still be sad to many people. Probably remind them of that one series that I shouldn't even mention. Maybe for all I know, some people haven't even watched it. All I can say is it's technically a sequel. It's a huge step above in terms of everything, storyline included. It's an old anime, but let's just put it this way. If you know the anime I'm talking about, there's no magic that's going to reverse time. So if she's dead, she's dead.
Right.
So God, for the love of God, do not have her dead. Now,
No.
now, people will say, so what's accomplished if the child dies? If the child dies, it could be the staple of her it could be the last straw. Yeah, you could kill Yoriko. That's one, but you know, would they do that? Time, I don't know. I can't really say. I can't guarantee it. I mean, that could work too. Yeah, but to top everything, to make it 100% break her into insanity would be like killing the child
It wouldn't.
because she did all that work. Her and Kaneki wants this child. From judging by the way they talk to each other in the flashback, they want that child. And since Kaneki knows about the child, that means Kaneki is really putting a lot of hard work to make Touka and the child, futures much better than what it is today. But if they just kill that child, all that hard work will be naught. Everything will just go down the drain. And for me, that will just cause Touka to finally break because she's like,
She's a strong character.
yeah, she's a strong character. Sure, she could be hot headed at times, but she's always like more morale. She has more of a understanding. Even if she's like a hot head at times, she is more stable than a lot of characters in Tokyo Ghoul universe. When you think about it, Kaneki, she's the one that helped out Almon. She's the one that helped out Akira. She's the one that helped out Kaneki many multiple times. Even her can break, and the fact that if she breaks, then it'd be very sad for everyone. It would be like, Kaneki would lose that person that she trusts. And then Kaneki could relate to that, but obviously it won't be easy to go to help her out to go back to the stable as a normal person again. But I could imagine her, like, if CCG is still alive after this arc, I could imagine her going after CCG so badly. And if somehow Muski stay alive, I could see her try to go after her head on without a sense of care. But then maybe that's a lot of things will transpire. Maybe that's where she meets Arata, her father. I don't know. I'm just going way ahead. But point is, whatever happened in this arc will be the turning point.
Yeah, I can definitely say that without a shadow of a doubt. And the funny thing is, you guys remember how worried? I'm pretty sure you were like, let's do smart. But remember with Hinami? Remember when she was captured and we were all fearing about like the possibility of her death around that time?
Yeah.
Because it was likely. Well, it's the same thing here, only with Touka. But I think, unlike with Hinami, it's much worse.
It's far worse because it's getting more foreshadow. It's getting a lot of. It's dropping in all those some sort of trope where you get the idea that something bad will happen or something bad is about to happen soon.
Right.
Like giving a ring. Like giving it something precious to make you remember them. That's like one of them. The other one is the centipede because that's a metaphor, a bad metaphor. And then you have this whole you got this whole an enemy of theirs that's aftering this person, just one person they're still aftering. So that's like a lot of thing going for. Hinami only has the fact that she was going to get executed. But there was not that many foreshadow. It was just the fact that she was getting executed and they got to save her. But there was not that much going for. So therefore, you could kind of understand that you could be afraid, but you're not feeling too much pressure because there's not that much to go by for that at that point. I mean, I was a little afraid, but right now I'm much more afraid because all this buildup, all this foreshadow, it just doesn't it just give me that really, really bad feeling. And from past experience, I just know something bad is going to happen. Something dark is going to happen. Yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing, like, even with the letter that they have, like Kaneki decides to just, burn it. Because thankfully, what ends up happening is that the Zero Squad, they managed to corner Ko, which by then it's revealed that his actual name is Hajime Hazuki? Am I saying the name right?
I think that's how you say it. Let me see. Just curiosity. But that's funny because this is the same kid. If you recall, if you have watched not mine, if you have watched the podcast itself, the last one we did, I stated that there's a post that I stumbled upon, and I was amazed that it was possibly the same kid that Alma met way back in part one, when he was talking to himself about like what's to do in the duty as a CCG, and then he stumbled a kid that's pretty much now an orphan because he just lost his child, and then his name tag, I think it's supposed to read Hajime. Yeah, actually it does read Hajime, but somehow people draw the comparison that's actually Cole, and I think there is a reason why they draw the comparison, but I don't remember. But point is, the fact that Hajime was there, the name tag and all, and then we find out this Cole guy is actually named Hajime. That only gives you that pretty much confirms it. That confirms that it's the same kid, and that's pretty amazing because it only happened in one chapter and one panel, one tiny panel. It's not even like, it's like, what's wrong with to make a brand new character?
Yeah.
At this point, you might as well look at every single character in this series, because for all we know, that character will be a character. It will be the character. It will be a side character. It will be an important character for all we know. Like, it could be that guy who witnessed the kid got his face blown off because this damn Perrier have a self-destruct balloon, and he will be the new character. He'll be he'll be the S rank investigator, whatever you want to call it, the rank 1 investigator immediately because he saw that moment. You're gonna end up seeing that.
And I mean, again, guys, keep in mind, Furuta showed up in part 1 too, and no one expected that he would have this big of a role. Keep that in mind. Exactly. Which I'm going to give all the credit to Sparta because he mentioned that last time.
Yeah, thanks. Well, like I said, that the whole like I said about the post with the Cole, that was my post. When I saw that, I was mind blown, and I thought it was not gonna be I thought maybe there was a small chance, just a small chance that won't be the case, but it ended up being the case.
I know, and you're just in there going like, shit, like, now you gotta look at like every character, like you said, even like the unimportant ones, because they could mean something now.
Yeah, so it could be a tiniest character. You know what? I'm going back to 2 chapters ago. One of the investigators must be alive, right? He's gonna have a crazy backstory. He's gonna be an old guy. He's gonna be something amazing all of a sudden.
You find out he's Scarecrow's into
He's Scarecrow. There we go. He's Scarecrow.
Hide, start revealing yourself now.
Oh my god. Okay, his name is Hajime Hazuki. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that very name was in the name tag back in part 1, chapter 15, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, mind blown has been completed. The funny thing is, if you were to read this chapter normally, you'd probably be like, interesting, and that's all. Me, when I read the name, I almost lost my cool because I was like, oh, that post is real. That post was perfectly correct. I can't believe this.
You were like, the legends were true.
Exactly. It's like finding out the urban legend has officially become true. It's like that feeling. Yeah.
It's like you're trying to find something in the Bermuda Triangle. It's like there's like all this evidence, and then it's like, oh my god, it was actually real.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, now we gotta start looking at every freaking character. Every freaking character, know the man, and now we gotta start thinking: is he going to be a character? Is he going to be the next CCG? Is he going to be a ghoul? Something? Anything? So keep on your eyes on that, people. Keep your eyes on them.
Keep your eyes on that. And I mean, damn. Because after this whole scene that takes place, we come back to Furuta and Takeyomi, and damn. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Because Aura's there. A couple other investigators, which I can't actually name off the top of my head at the moment, but they might be important later on down the story. So they just... Because Ishida... Characters show up randomly. They might not seem important. Later on down the line, they'll be like, I know. Like Furuta.
Like Furuta.
Blame Furuta, guys. Blame Furuta. Its whole thing started because of him. If Fortnite didn't show up in part 1, we wouldn't be talking about the shit.
Pretty much. Oh, damn it.
But Yoriko's face. Okay, we don't even actually get to see her face, but she has her like head down and everything.
We actually see your face.
Well, I mean, we don't see her exact. Well, I mean,
I think
you're right.
I think the bigger question is what exactly Tokyomi has reacted. He looks incredibly pissed.
Yeah, I bet.
What's the aftermath on that? Like, did he get in trouble with Furuta because like, oh, you just punched another CCG, punishment for you, or hey, I'm gonna give you a warning before I actually kill Yoriko. How's that?
I'm kind of curious how Yoriko feels about this whole thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure like she's taking like everything's like hitting at her at once. Cause keep in mind, she never knew that Touka was a ghoul. Well, at least as far as I know. Like, you know, like rereading part 1 and everything. Cause I don't think Yoriko's known that Touka's a ghoul, right?
No.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All that info is.
Like, I don't even think she would care if she is a ghoul anyway. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
it would be a similar situation with Hide.
Yeah, it'd be similar like that. I hope it would be similar like that.
Yeah, right. That's the only thing I could say. I'm hoping it'd be something like that.
Yeah, no, I did think that would be the case. But right now, the bigger problem is how she's going to survive this thing. Because, like I said, I don't know what kind of consequences are they going to give her. They're going to just keep her in prison forever, for life in prison. What are they going to do? They're going to execute her. That would be the most heinous thing I ever hear. I don't know.
It's a lot to think about. And like again, Mootski's just there in the corner, just going like, okay. Like this bitch.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, here's the question. Do you think Kaneki is going to regret burning that letter?
I want to say, if prediction wise, 50-50. I think you could go either way with that. What about you?
Yeah, same here. I mean, I could understand that he doesn't accept the invitation, but I think he's trying to save Touka from, being agonizing. Right. Because she's already suffering enough to try to harbor the child. But hearing this news could lead to miscarriage, and that's not good. And not only that, but it's still like, because again, she now that it's a confirmation, either she will be rash to go for it, which that would be insane of her, or she will react to so much that she probably loses focus. Because in a way, she pretty much lost. She kind of, I wouldn't say lost focus, but she's trying to maintain her cool back then. So God knows what happens if she finds out the real story behind it, because now that is officially true. And maybe that whole the whole love scene was pretty much a heat of the moment, which I could see that happening, and probably is. But hey, pairing confirmed. That's good for us. But
if anything, it just means more. I don't want to say tragedy, but more worrisome.
Right.
When it comes to like the overall characters and like where they stand at the moment.
Right. So I feel like Touka is just like a character that put up front of a strong character, but reality, if you play your card right, you could break her and you could see her complete weakness. Think as like that character from One Piece. Well, maybe not that pathetic, but
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But you have this whole thing taking place, and you see what Mootski's trying to do. She's like, look, I would wager the people important to the people closest to you are important too, right? From the 12th to the 17th, I will wait at I'm going to butcher this. Is it Chatu?
I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, I'm going to be saying that wrong.
It doesn't matter. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, every night at 9 p.m. Sending this letter to you is itself a grave crime, and you're still sending it anyway. I'm just saying that.
Right. I mean, like, look, I could believe her that she would be this crazy to do this heinous crime, but the point is this true? Is this true that she's doing it without any supervision, or that she has the permission from Furuta? Because the way how it's structured, the way how Furuta is the one that brought Takeomi to the interrogation room with Muski there, right? So
Yeah.
it's like
I
they
actually
wanna,
want to believe that Fortita allowed her to do that. That's the one thing I want to say.
that's
I
the
get that really suspicious feeling that Fortita's like, yeah, go for it.
yeah. It's like, yeah, you know what? How about you know what? Send that letter. It'll be funny. It's gonna put a LOL on their faces. It's that's something he would say. But the point is if how much of a how much of a companionship they in this thing, or unless it's just really a one. It is just a coincidence that the whole Takeomi seeing Yoriko and Furuta is the one that brings him in there. It's just that, or there's like much more to them, because it kind of probably hints that there's like a good companionship going on with Furuta and Muski, especially the fact that Furuta is the one that advised her to join the old guy thing. So how much of how much they working together now?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, like before this, like they were on good terms. Like even like in like what chapter 121, but now it's like I don't like. What would you put your stance on? Because for me, I'd say as far as working together, it's lowered, but maybe by 20%. I'll say that much. What about you?
Like working together with what do you mean? Like who with who? Kaneki or Furuta? Huh?
Well, like they're trusting one another, and I'm specifically talking about Mutsuki and Takeyomi.
Oh, they're trusted?
In terms of cooperation.
Well, Takeyomi and
Mutsuki.
Whiskey?
Yeah.
That thing is going zero.
Yeah, right.
that is going 0%, man. After I mean, that reaction of Takeyomi is a scream of like, if you were a ghoul and and nobody could stop me, your neck would be snapped.
Oh yeah.
That's the true story.
It is.
Forget that meme about the damn Zod's broken neck. It would be Muski broken neck at this rate.
And I mean, keep in mind, Kaneki's burning the letter. He's like, look, I don't give a shit. I mean, he's looking at. He's like, look, it's a damn trap. I'm not falling for this, so neither should you guys. Yeah. And I mean, because you get Tsukiyama and you have Hiroko there, and they're like, huh. And it's not just that, but you have Kaneki saying, at the trap, don't allow Hajime Hazuki out of our hands, and they're like, yeah, we understand. And then we cut back to Touka, and shit. This last page.
Yeah.
This last page, like, the fact that they were talking about, like, the one-eyed owl, and, obviously referring to Eto, and her being the daughter of Yoshimura, and the fact that they were talking about, like, how her mother protected her, like, while she was inside, while Touka was eating, like, if that wasn't another big indication that Touka was pregnant, then I don't know. Because it's like you said, it's like how the chapter was structured. And specifically this page, too, because they're really talking about the child, like what it needed, and how it needs to be, well, not how it needs to be delivered, but how to bring it into the world, if you will. Mm-hmm. And looking at it like that, it's like, shit. So Touka's got to go through all of this. She has to weaken herself just to make sure that the child lives. And on one hand, it makes sense, but on the other hand, that could just lead to a lot of tragedy. I can just say that for sure.
Yeah. What the scary part is, the chapter title is called Suffering. And
yeah, that's the thing. Like, to briefly mention that, when I did my live reaction, I didn't even read the chapter. I just like read through it, and then I remember you pointed that out, and I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
Exactly. That part is an eerie foreshadow, because, well, I mean, like it's already accomplished for this chapter, but it's a foreshadow in the sense that there's more to come for her.
Oh yeah,
there's much more to come for her, and I don't like that one bit, especially the way how they emphasize on the last page. Talking about the baby, talking about how they're gonna how they're gonna give that child, what they're gonna bring it to Earth, to the world in a sense, and the way how she keep pleading to not to die. Let this baby make it through. Please make it through. It kind of screams like this is like the most cherished thing you're ever gonna have. And from that point, we're gonna make sure you will suffer and you're going to cry to the point that you will never be the same again. So it's like it kind of give you that sign that killing this child off will break her, will completely destroy her. Like it will pretty much put her Kaneki 2.0 for all we know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because Kaneki's suffering comes in with the whole insecurity and the whole making it's a whole insecurity, the whole mom aunt issue, everything about it. That's the whole thing. Touka's, there's no real specifically, but it seems like it has made into one now. Yoriko is among them because that's her best friend, and of course she does never want anything to happen to her. Now it's happening to her. She's having
crazy.
Right. Now she's about to become a mom if everything goes smoothly. The scary part is she has to not only make it work by eating human food, and hopefully that works. Can't say it will, can't say it will not. I don't know. But if it works, then great. But the other problem lies on the enemies on the front line, because now you still have this one damn person that just cannot get tired of her, so they want to get rid of her, or they want to do something drastically worse. Again, the worst thing is, in my opinion, the fact when Kaneki tells them to look after Ko, I'm like, that's bad news.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking too, because the second I saw that scene, I was like, that means, to me, that indicates Ko's gonna break free.
Right. And when he breaks free, we don't know what's his next move. Like he can still collect data, whatever, but it still be, he can still collect data, but maybe he could do other things too. Like now he could go to, I don't know, Touka, if he knows about Touka. If he gets the information from Muski about Touka, then that could be bad. Now another problem is, there's this next chapter title, next chapter preview saying that what is Furuta's plan. To me, that seems like that's where the arc is gonna to finally have the main objective, the main point of the arc. And and the scary part is, Kaneki probably only thinks that Ko is the only spy and probably the only guy that knows the base, so that won't go through.
There could be more for all we know.
Yeah, but the thing is, Furuta already got the info from Period, so they're still screwed. And the worst part is, that's one way that Kaneki won't even be aware that Furuta already knows where he's at. I mean, again, Ko knows where he's at, but they stopped them. So it's like, okay, we can't let him free. We can't let him tell our intel or anything like that. But if you have somebody there, if you have Period that's telling the other members is where they're at, then and Kaneki doesn't know about it, then they could be in a element of surprise, and that would suck for them because anything could go from their point forward.
It could. I mean, the closest other thing I could think of as far as like escaping from the CCG might probably be the underground city, and I think I'm more so saying that for Touka's sake. Like, if there's a way you want to save her and stuff, maybe that can work. If Kaneki, because again, Ayato's there in the underground city and he's exploring it. Who's to say that to protect Touka, she goes down there and she stays hidden, like while the fight against the CCG takes place? I mean, I understand that the arcs when it started, that she told Kaneki that she was going to be on the front lines with them, and that's true. No, she was. She was in the front lines with them when it came to the fight against Mutsuki and Aura. But given the situation she's in right now, I mean, she's got a legitimate excuse to, in a sense, kind of back off, because if she gets involved, not only is she in trouble, but the baby's in trouble too. And the last thing you need is for anything to happen to the baby during pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
We don't want to see some, I don't know. Well, actually, I can't think of anything. But point is, that's just too much at stake right here, right now. It depends on that underground city is. like how they inhabit it and how they feed themselves, how they get their food sources. I mean, again, Touka has to eat human food. He can't really eat cannibalism anymore, but
No.
well, because this is a child growing now. So that child is going to need nutrients. It's going to need all that sources.
Mhm.
I don't think Underground City will work. I mean, it will work for hiding for a moment, but the other problem is exactly how cooperative those guys will be down there.
That's true.
Like the scary thing is, and it's a risky move because Kaneki is only based on the fact they are kind of like the similarity in many ways. The One Eye, they're going against CCG and whatnot. And, he's only based on that. Who to say that One Eye is actually a real prick, and who he could end up being a bad guy later on?
That's one of the way you could put
it. It's like you waken a sleeping giant, and now you have to pay that price. It's hard to say.
Nope, that's true.
Yeah. It's a lot of risk. It's a lot of crazy things. The next chapter, we'll find out soon enough. And
130, guys, keep that in mind. Next chapter is 130.
Why is that? Is there a parallel to the part one?
Well, I'm not thinking that as a parallel. I'm just that's something I just point out. I was like, oh wait, yeah, we're reaching chapter 130 next week. I want to see that's crazy because especially like when you started Tokyo Ghoul, it's like, wow, to think that we've come this far since the beginning. Yeah, right? But Furuta's plan, what Uri likes to call, the piece of shit. that line was still fantastic.
I love that part. That was a greatness. The greatness
like,
of
Uri. The bureau chief, that piece of shit.
Love this guy. I expect a lot of movement on the CCG because I feel like we got enough of CCG in their own situation. So now we're gonna see like all in one scenario, all in one setting. So I think that's going to happen.
I know we mentioned this last time, but Amon and Akira are still MIA.
They're still MIA. Would it be good to I don't know, take care of Touka right about now? Just saying.
I think they would be the most beneficial people that you could rely on.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing now. I don't know. I'm very
because the last thing we got was a kiss, but after that it was like, what happened?
Yeah. All I know that Akira wants to find herself, and Alma is gonna help her that, and boom, that's it.
It's not long though. Like hopefully it won't be a while before we see them. I mean, I know it's been a while now, but from this point, I'm hoping that it's not like too long.
Well, we'll see what they're gonna do now. I don't know. It's really hard to say still. So what I'm expecting for the next chapter, a lot of CCG focus. We're gonna get the main objective. If it's Radiant against 24 Ward, then shit.
Parallels? Well, only this time we don't have a coffee shop.
No coffee shop. It would be an entire dumpster area. Good to know. It could be that because Furuta knows the location. But maybe he's going to play a little slow. Maybe he's going to do something different. I don't know. And it could be a surprise. I kind of wanted to say we're going to see that so-called dragon, but maybe not yet.
I mean, it all depends, really.
Yeah, it all
depends.
It's
like I've been saying, anything can happen at this point with Tokyo Ghoul, and especially like with Shida.
Yeah. So everybody a lot of CCG members got their own problems, which sucks for them. A lot of problems. They're probably gonna emphasize more on that. I'm not sure if Uri is gonna see Muski once again, see what he's currently thinking about this, especially if they announce about Takeomi got arrested because he took action or Yoriko took action. I wonder if Uri probably like look at Muski once again like, what the hell, man? I know you did this.
I was gonna do you think that would draw the line for him or not?
I don't know. Damn. maybe. I don't know.
Because I know Uri, like so far, he's been going through like a big character shift, and I feel like he's getting to the point now that that things are gonna change, and especially with Mutsuki for certain. Because given how things happen in this chapter, if Uri was present there, then I can imagine a whole different scenario happening. Like the minute you involve him in something like this.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's a lot to take in, man.
No, I'll take it. I'm a bit hoping that the next chapter only focus on the objective talking, blah blah blah, so I could get distracted from not thinking about Toka. Then
Yeah,
again, it'll be ironically segue to that, and it's just like, God damn it, come on.
I
Give
feel
me
like
a
she's
break.
gonna do that though. I feel like he'll go to. He's probably gonna do what happened in the last chapter, where last chapter ended off with the underground city, and then next chapter opens up with the plan, and then we come back to Toka. It's like Ishida, stop making us feel depressed.
Oh god. Once the action starts, I'm gonna just keep crying. It's
Right?
like every time I see Toka, I'll cry.
It's like, please just keep Toka safe. Take her to where Amon and Akira are. Or
Seriously. Take it there, take a 24 underground ward if they're cool, if they only cool. Take I don't know, take her to I can't think of any places. Damn it.
I just realized not Yoshimura. Yomo's not there. Is he?
No, he hasn't shown up yet. He's probably investigating with other guys.
Yeah, he's not there. I don't think Hinami's there either, is she? Or is she probably with Ayato?
Wait, who?
Hinami?
We don't know where she's at. She's
Yeah.
probably with Ayato. Same, yeah, probably. I'm going to assume that. We don't know. I don't know. I'm going to assume that.
Because I know there's still a couple other members that are still kind of like MIA at the moment, aside from Amon and Akira, which technically I know they're not a part of GOAT, but there's still someone affiliated with them.
Wait, who's not GOAT?
No, who like that Amon and Akira aren't affiliated with GOAT?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I just wonder what they're doing, period.
Yeah, show like a page or something. Like, just be like, okay, yeah, that's what they're up to.
Yeah, they were up to. They're just chilling. They're just watching the world burn.
They're going out on a date. It's like, what are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing? You gotta, you could take out like 18 million ghouls as long as they're B ranks. What are you doing?
I could see that. She has like a gag thing going on.
Oh man.
Man, that's a lot. Is there anything else we have left to cover in the chapter, or was that it?
I think that's about it. If any, like I said, next chapter probably be a lot of talking of objective. Don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see more of Touka. I think this is enough.
You're kind of hoping that we want to like kind of segue away from that because.
Yeah, it has a bad foreshadowing. You got Cole still being around, which only begging for escape. You have that letter that's pretty much screaming bad news, but not being told because reasons, I guess. Well, logical reason to be honest. But the point is, I don't know if that would be a good idea or a bad idea. It's hard to say. For all we know, it'd probably be a terrible idea for not meeting her, despite if it is a trap. It could lead to something even more if you ignore her.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's too much risk in this damn arc. It's killing me.
And guys, I just want to say this. We're not saying that we want Touka away because we hate her. No. We love Touka as a character. We're just worried about her. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. Like I said, if she survived this arc and she survived this arc, we'd be okay. We could finally relax for now. I mean, we could just be like, "Yay! She got a baby! Yay!" We could love the pairing moment now instead of being all in panic mode all day, 24/7.
This chapter did not help. That's all I'm gonna say. This chapter did not help.
No, it doesn't freaking help at all. Doesn't help not one soul iota.
Well, getting the panic mode kind of reset here. I think that's pretty much all we have when it comes to this particular podcast. Sparta, it was really great to have you on board on this panic session.
Yeah, yeah. We it's I don't know what they call it. Think it's like an anger management, but only for the panic management. Maybe there's a name. I just can't think of it right now. I know there's a name. I can't think of it right now.
I know what you're talking about. I'm stuck on it too.
Yeah. Point is, this is a good time to relieve, to relax, really, and have a comforting feeling. Just be in a happy place, I guess you could say. So This was fun. This is a good. It was a lot of good discussion. Prediction. There's a lot of good ones, and probably might end up happening for what we know. And whatever the next objective, whatever the main arc purpose would be about, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be something that has to do with the 24 ward. I just have a feeling they're going to they are going to raid, but maybe there'll be something different. I don't know. It depends how this all plans out. But one thing for certain, it's not looking good.
Oh, it is not.
No, no. Again, all she has to do is to survive this arc, and I can feel free.
Yeah. All this stress can finally just go away, and we're like, the
Just
baby's here.
at this rate,
Kusan or Arta, whatever the name's gonna be.
at this point, we'll probably have white hair by the time this finally ends. The stress is killing us, man. The stress, the damn stress. Maybe that's Ishida's true mastermind plan.
You might be right about that, sadly.
I must make you suffer so you can actually be like Kaneki. Everybody must be Kaneki.
I just want to keep my hair the color the way to thank you. But aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky G7.
SPARDA3g.
And we are going to relax from this panic session.
Indeed we are. Indeed we are.